Good evening. Last night from Washington, the President of the United States went on national television and told the American people the entire American economy is in danger. Tonight, the enormous package of spending that the administration says is the best way to save it is being negotiated inside the U.S. Capitol behind us. Earlier this evening, the President sat in the cabinet room at the White House with both men who are running to replace him in office in the election we're having just 40 days from now. We'll hear from Senator Obama and Senator McCain in just a moment, but we have a lot of ground to cover tonight, beginning with this so-called bailout deal. NBC's Tom Costello is behind us in that Capitol. And, Tom, is there a deal?
Not yet. Many House Republicans do not like this at all. They don't want to spend $700 billion buying up bad mortgages. The House Republican leader is not on board. But many other congressional Republicans and Democrats are, and they worked out a lot of details today. And they say that they see what happened at the White House today as political theater. Detouring from the campaign trail, Senators McCain and Obama arrived in Washington this afternoon to meet with President Bush and congressional leaders negotiating the biggest government bailout since the Great Depression.
And this meeting is an attempt to move the process forward.
But earlier in the afternoon, Democrats and Republican leaders of both houses emerged from closed-door meetings.
We've reached a fundamental agreement on a set of principles
to say they'd already resolved key issues without McCain or Obama, including congressional oversight of the bailout plan, limits on compensation for executives at bailed-out companies, and for taxpayers an ownership stake in those bailed-out companies. Democrats have dropped a demand that bankruptcy judges be allowed to rewrite mortgages.
I now expect we will indeed have a plan that can pass the House, pass the Senate, be signed by the President, and bring a sense of certainty to this crisis.
But Republicans have trouble in the House, where many conservatives remain ideologically opposed to a government bailout and have not agreed to any plan.
The plan, a $700 billion bailout, would be given to the very people who are responsible for this financial mess. Wall Street money grabbers.
Meanwhile, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi today said once the Wall Street bailout is approved, Democrats want a bailout for Main Street.
We intend to proceed with a very lean but important stimulus package.
New spending on infrastructure and food stamps, something the White House today opposed. Today's events occurring just 40 days before the election and one day before a presidential debate set for tomorrow that McCain wanted delayed. Democrats today suggested McCain wants to appear as if he's riding to the rescue in Washington, where they insist they don't need his help.
There really isn't that much of a deadlock to break, but I'm always glad to get to go to the White House.
McCain's decision to suspend his campaign and an appearance with David Letterman last night to fly back to Washington may have backfired after Letterman's control room spotted him in another studio with Katie Couric. Letterman wasn't happy.
Hey, John, I got a question. You need a ride to the airport? This is not the way a tested hero behaves. Somebody's putting something in his Metamucil.
Back on Capitol Hill today, optimism that a deal is close.
We are on track, I believe, to pass this. The market should be calmed down.
Yeah, they'd like to get this passed before the markets open on Monday. One sticking point here, Brian, the Democrats would like to see this doled out in two installments, $350 billion, $350 billion. Treasury up until now has not wanted to do that. Lastly, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they have been inundated with calls, emails, calls, and most of the voters are not happy with this at all. Back to you.
All right, Tom Costello with us here on Capitol Hill tonight. Tom, thanks.